Alright everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're reacting and having a discussion about a video from JCglitchmaster. Title is When You're Expected to Throw for quote-unquote fun Dead by Daylight. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'm really curious to see how this is going to turn out. If you guys are familiar with the channel, have maybe watched recently that Wraith video where I went against a bully squad. I literally had experienced this before, you know, personally, literally have seen this before, and we actually caught that on video, so I can have that link somewhere, either in the description or at the end. But I'm interested to see what the topic, because I'm interested to see what's going on with this topic, because I have experienced this before. I've been here before in this situation where they're expecting you to sort of lose the game just because they think that's hilarious to them. When, as I've said many times, it never goes both ways. It never does. So, let's get into it, man. There's a lot to talk about. I'm curious to see what the vibes are. Let's do it.
If you ask me, but hey, it can be a pretty good meme to win with basically no perks half the time. But you see, apparently you're not allowed to do that, because if you're not actively throwing the match when you play, you're the literal antichrist. I've had this happen a couple of times during this chaos shuffle cycle, but for me the most egregious case I've had of stupidity and projection is the match from this video.
I gotta say, I'm like just looking over the endgame chat that he's showing off here. This clown's name is the Loop King, right? Saying it's a party mode, it's a party game mode, you do not need to win every match, LOL. But I'm like, but your name is literally the Loop King. What are you talking about? And here's where it gets hypocritical, right? Because just a couple seconds ago, you're gonna see here it says, from this one, after playing like that, piece of S, bro. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, look at it. True minion. Like, bro, huh? Like, what do you mean? You can't sit there and say, oh, you don't gotta win every game, when you're literally the one mauling about not winning the game. What are you talking about? Let me read the rest. Hold on. No shot, that was the reason you started slugging. Yo, what is wrong with these people? And here's another thing that I had to point out with salty, you know, teams like this. They say, and me hitting a flashy save made you so mad that you started slugging. For some reason, it doesn't compute with these people that it's literally a strategy. Like, by definition, it's a strategy. Like, I don't even think it should be even called slugging so we don't feed into this nonsense. But basically, it is used to get people off of those gens to start to save each other. That's literally the whole purpose of it. If you leave them on the ground to quickly start chasing somebody else, that means that another person is going to have to go over there and pick up the person. One person's on the ground, one person goes to pick them up. That's two people occupied. The third one's in chase. The fourth one's gonna have to either you know, continue the gen or do something else. It's literally the definition of pressure. That's how it works. But to them, it's, oh, you're just mad. You're just mad. It's like, yeah, but aren't you mad for literally writing all this nonsense? Like. And then let me read the rest. It says take off the crutch add-ons, but aren't they? Maybe you should take off the crutch items. You don't need flashlights then. I find it really odd. I find it really odd that they say it will hurt his massive ego if he doesn't, but literally their own massive ego has been hurt if they're in here screeching about not winning the match. Like, that's actually kind of insane. I just wanted to point that out.
Christ. I've had this happen a couple of times during this Chaos Shuffle cycle, but for me the most egregious case I've had of stupidity and projection is the match from this video. In fact, the endgame chat has been rolling for this intro and they complained so long that the server literally timed out. What we have is 3 flashlight players where one of them is playing at triple digit ping, complaining because I decided to slog. I recently did a video complaining about people ping abusing, and in it I said this. But see, that's where Dead by Daylight differs, because for some reason, the higher your ping is, the more of an advantage you seem to gain. Now this is only really true for killers. If you play high ping survivor, you'll likely just die. There are some exceptions such as flashlight saves. Now this video has some perfect examples of how flashlights with high ping can be basically uncounterable.
You know, I never knew that, actually. This is actually news to me. It's news to me, honestly. I didn't realize that that lag would actually benefit you as a killer player. That's actually insane. Who would have thought? But yeah, and then we're seeing more malding in the endgame chat here too. There's a lot to talk about with this, but I just, one point I really do want to make is just how sort of backwards like that kind of is. Where they say that, oh, it's like they essentially project all that they're doing and feeling onto the person in front of them. So they say, oh, it'll hurt their ego. It's like, okay, but their ego's hurt because they're crying about it. Oh, it's a party game and you're playing sweaty, so you don't have to win every game. And it's like, but you're the one crying that you're not winning this game. Like, you could have played any other game. You could literally just gone on to another match. Like, it wouldn't have mattered if you really didn't care about the win. But you're projecting and saying that it was the killer's fault. Like, come on, buddy.
I also know that some people are going to compare my previous Chaos Shuffle video where every single one of my matches on both sides felt like comp tryout. So why am I trying to win to make the situation even worse? I wasn't complaining that people were actually trying to win in the previous video. I was complaining about things that they brought to remove as much RNG as possible, namely syringes, map offerings. The second reason is I just stopped caring. Now I know some people really enjoyed doing their best, making the match as fun for everyone as possible, and I
completely how do I describe this? That is, I understand that there's players out there that want to make the match fun for everybody. I'm not one of those people. Like I've said many times, the other side doesn't care about your fun as a killer, and vice versa. And on top of that, you don't know what those people find fun anyway. Because they'll probably still find a way to complain regardless. So it seems to me like you're worrying about the wrong things. So, at least from my perspective, I would rather focus on something that I can control, which is what I find fun in the game. And I'm not somebody who will take that time out to try to make sure they have fun. Because ultimately they're gonna get upset anyway. It doesn't matter how well, it doesn't matter how you play, they will still find a way to be upset. We've seen it plenty of times. So there are some people that do care about that, and I'm like, hey, more power to you. If you find that to be fun, then, you know, keep it going, right? But it gets to a point like where, you know, JCglitchmaster here is talking about, where you just kind of don't care anymore. And I, like, at least from when I started playing the game, I never really cared about it. And I honestly don't think you really should, at least as a killer player, because it only is one-sided. You know, the survivors are not ever giving you any chance to catch up, right? Like, if a survivor stops running and chasing points and drops their item and gives up, it's like expected that they get free mercy. But if a killer's doing badly, nobody's giving out free hooks, nobody's stopping to, like, stops healing, nobody stops rushing out the gens, nobody stops, like, you know, playing the game. They just keep going. They keep going until the very end. So it's only like the one side that's expected to just bend over backwards for the other, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I never understood that. I still don't, and I don't really agree with it. So that's just my opinion.
Really can respect it, because I used to do it as well, but at this point I've just given up, because it doesn't matter how you play, how nice you try to be, people are always going to complain anyway, and even if you do play nice and then you end up losing, your reward is usually BM in the endgame chat or bagging at the exit gate. So if your reward for trying to make the match as fun as possible for everyone is to be berated and BM'd, why bother in the first place? Anyway, enjoy flashlight players complaining when you counter their flashlights. I literally... Oh no.
So the main thing I want to sort of bring up with this conversation is the fact that I've said this many times in other videos that it is very one-sided when it comes down to the fairness, the surrendering, the like all that kind of stuff. It's very one-sided when it comes down to how people play in the game. And just like the title says, you're expected to throw for fun, right? We had this happen before with a Wraith match that I played. I literally was just using a vault build on Wraith in the Blood Moon event. And it was at least 3 aces. Like, all this had the same exact cosmetics. They all brought flashlights. And when you look at the end game, they all had builds for it. And they all were, like, literally they had similar names, similar cosmetics, they all had the same item, like, they were all dedicated to specifically trying to blind. And I didn't let them get a single save. So what do? They get upset, start trying to lose their minds. I'm gonna have the video linked, obviously, if you want to see it. But it goes back to what JCglitchmaster here is talking about, and it's just a mere fact that you're expected to just get blinded and like just straight up just lose the game just because they're trying to have fun. It's like, yeah, but your fun is me getting blinded 100 times and losing the game for like basically so you can just have a good little haha and get a free win. Like, come on, man. Like, there's another, like, it's not like you're just playing the game. It's somebody else's, like, you know, also having to take the loss, right? And in a very, like, horrendous way too. And the thing is like, you know, what if the killer player likes the competition of going against that, right? Like, what if they want to actually compete in that match, right? That is something that they don't ever take into account. And then they'll just try to, like, get all mad and lose their minds and say you're sweaty. It's like, yeah, but you're just getting countered by what you're doing. That sort of happens. You know, maybe if you're going against players that are brand new, maybe you're not going to get as countered as easily. And maybe that's fun for them. Maybe they just like to get free wins off of new players, which is just kind of sad, honestly. Like, it's kind of sad. Like, why, like, that you can only have fun by going against goobers. Like, that's just really not fair to that new player. You know, because we all been in those shoes where we are brand new to the game. We're just trying to understand how to play. And then we're struggling to even get a kill, you know what I mean? It's a damn shame. But we see it all the time, and I'm glad that I'm able to have this conversation about it, because it happens a lot.
No.
In this situation where he's at, it is the best play to go after Disable, because if you know that it is a team that's going to be running around with flashlights, you can kind of use that to your advantage and try to see if they're going to follow you around. And that's sort of how you can kind of test the waters in that way, where you just start to try to see if you follow her and see if they're going to, like, try to crowd around you. You use that to create pressure. And then from there, they're off gens, and now you can start to get some more hooks and eliminate them. So I gotta say, pretty smart moves. But as you're gonna see here by the Alan, who was losing their minds, and the Leon, who was also losing their minds in the endgame chat, I guess they were salty that they're not getting free blinds. As I've said before as well, I even talked about it in the Lightborn video as well. It's like I don't know what the obsession like I don't understand like why like just having Lightborn just prevent being blinded is so crazy. It's like if you dodge the blinds and you counter the blinds, you're a villain, right? You're terrible. You're a menace to society. Or if you have Lightborn, it's even worse. Like you're literally that's a war crime at that point. And it's like, come on, man. Like countering something that they're doing is should not be this foreign concept. Like this should be something that you should expect when running a very specific build. I'm just saying. And maybe it's because they're just new and inexperienced at the game or something like that, or whatever have you. Even though they're proclaiming that they're a loop king right here, as you can see. Like, they're supposed to be the best at looping, and I mean, I guess they got folded up or something, who knows. But I'm just saying.
Okay. Bro, what is this?
No, I'm not sure about that one. I don't know.
Wait a minute. What? No, wait, what? He turned around. Yo, you literally see it right here. Hold on a minute. Wait a second. Hold on. He picked up.
Okay.
But about here, you're like maybe 70%. He turned to the left. Like, how did it continue through like that? He turned away. Like, what? Come on now, bro. What are you talking about, huh? Wait, what? Hold on.
Okay.
How the heck did it go? Hold on a minute, bro. I've seen this happen so many freaking times. Like, you'll turn to the side, but the blind is still counting as going all the way up, so you get this happening, and then they're out of your shoulder, out of your hand. Like, even though you already turned away from it, it just like fills up by itself. It's so weird. That kind of reminds me of the ghostface revealing. Like sometimes, like you can be behind the wall, like you're out of sight, and it'll still say that you get revealed. This is the same thing. Maybe it's just a server issue or something, because that's crazy.
Bro, what is this?
No, I'm not sure about that one. I don't know if that checks out.
I mean, look into a wall you slugged so many times where there was an easy pickup. Look into a wall. Look into a wall. Look into a wall. Look into a wall. Look into a wall.
Cope.
I love that when we have like
I mean, look into.
I love when we have bullshit like this, and we have video just refuting this. I love this. This right here, it's perfect. And that's the one thing about Killer Side that I find really interesting, and it's the one thing I always talk about with the Killer Side as well. I feel like Killer Side, you just kind of get a much more broad view of the match, and I've said this many times. I'm like, you objectively can see and understand the match in a much deeper level because you're going against every player. You're going against all the players at different intervals. You can kind of get an idea as to how each player's skill level's at, what they're trying to do, what their build is, and be able to see everything from a sort of like a big picture where you can kind of see everything. So when they say dumb stuff like this, I mean, look into a wall, and you literally have video evidence going, hey, look, where's the wall? We're on a farm map that is the most open map in the game, and there's somebody flying in from Shack. Now, to be honest as well, like I've gone against teams like this. Like, I'll tend to pick up at random times that they don't expect. It goes off of spacing. It's like I've kind of I would say I don't know if if I perfected the strategy yet, but I've gotten pretty good at it. Where like I'm able to kind of know kind of the right time to pick up, so they're just short where they can't reach me and stuff like that. And I could probably talk about it or maybe cover that in a different video if you guys are curious about it on how I go about doing that. But anyway, this right here is perfect. I love that we have this. We have this evidence here, and like I've said before, I think, like, at least from my perspective, I do think Survivor only shows you a small portion of the game as a whole, especially because the game is not really surrounding around you. Like, you're more focused on whatever your camera can spot and whatever your HUD says, but you don't know the intricacies of the match or what happened, pretty much. You can only kind of infer most of the time. As a killer, you're controlling it, the match basically, and you're kind of being able to see the big picture. You can see, like, hey, I downed Alan again, and then I look to my side and Sable's standing there in shack. So from that position, you're like, well, crap, like I'm gonna have to leave him on the ground because there's somebody waiting for me to pick up. So, who knows, right? Who knows?
To a wall you slugged so many times where there was an easy pickup. Look into a wall. Look into a wall. Look into a wall. Look into a wall. Look into a wall.
Cope.
Resetting.
I think we did a pretty good job so far.
I will say, though, one thing I'm going to mention is that the slugging here was one of the most important strategies in order to try to win this game. Because while he's all the way on the other side of the map on Shaq, they're trying to reset by the hill. If he had gone and hooked her in the basement, they would have all been full health. It would have been completely... It would have completely lost them the game. This is one of the smartest plays in this situation. And this is why I say it's a strategy, and this is why I say that you need to use these tools that you're given in order to be able to shift the game to your side. Because it's a back and forth, right? And this right here is how you were able to push that to your, like, leverage it to your side, to try to do your best there, to leverage it to your side. And notice that because he went over there, they just finished healing Alan. If he hooked, guarantee you would have saw all three get healed up at the same time, like guaranteed. Because they would have had to pick up, walk around, go down the stairs, go on there, put him on the hook, run back up, go back up, walk down past the shack. Like, by the time he would do all of that, it's wraps. He's not going to be able to do it.
I can just keep him here until they bleed out. He has to make the move on me.
This is another smart play that I would also utilize too. The survivor's in a situation where they literally are unable to pass by the killer without at least taking a hit. And for whatever reason, they're not leaving the area. And then because of that, I mean, you just hold the position. Because it's not like they're going to get one-shotted. So if they want to take the M1, then that's fine. Because they potentially could run past and maybe pick up their teammate. But they decided to stay here, so as that happens, the timer's running out, and then now their teammates are bleeding out. So however they want to go about doing that, that's perfectly fine. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you want to watch the full video, I'll have it linked in the description. And yeah, man, check out the video. Check out JCglitchmaster so you can watch the full video unedited by me, of course. so you can just watch the full thing from his channel and kind of get an idea of what's going on. But I wanted to at least like jump in, kind of give a few opinions about certain plays that he's doing, and then you be able to watch the video he's put up and be able to kind of understand the full context. But of course, thank you guys for watching. Support me with a sub and a like if you want to support the channel. We also have links in the description. Follow on Twitch if you want to see me play Killer live. And I'll see you guys in the next one.